What is up, guys? It is Jack and welcome to a new video. And if you guys have been watching any of the news lately, you'll probably know about the smartphone ban between the company ZTE, a Chinese phone manufacturer. But I've seen a ton of conflicting reports and it's super confusing. So as a technology and smartphone channel, I thought I would take it upon myself to explain it. So it all started back in early May when ZTE and Huawei were both caught selling phones to North Korea and Iran, which violated a US sanction put in place in 2017. The Pentagon was also nervous about ZTE possibly tracking the military's whereabouts with their Chinese phones, some sort of cross-border espionage. So they banned the selling of either company's phones to the US military. But it gets much worse. The US fined $1 billion to ZTE, and while Huawei recovered, ZTE said that they would reprimand employees who took part in violating the sanction, but instead ZTE fired a handful of people and instead gave bonuses to those responsible for the violations. Not looking so good for ZTE. So the US banned US companies from shipping necessary parts to ZTE that are needed in their phones, like banning Google from allowing ZTE to use their Android operating system and Qualcomm from selling them their chips. So essentially this was a death sentence for ZTE. Without these things, ZTE couldn't make their Android phones. ZTE thought that they were gonna have to shut down, but President Trump tweeted that he was working with the president of China, Xi Jinping, to reverse the ban because of all of the innocent workers of ZTE who lost their jobs and had no part in the illegal violations. So recently on June 11th, ZTE agreed to a settlement where they could continue operations with a few penalties. They would have to pay a $1 billion fine as well as setting aside $400 million to cover future violations, plus a pledge to replace its board and executive team by mid-July. ZTE also agreed to allow US inspections in their plants and full public disclosure about where they were shipping to. Stocks and shares have just resumed being sold on June 13th after 2 months of inactivity, although ZTE's stock had absolutely plummeted in this time. But not all people disagree with this statement. Some are saying that ZTE's practices could be a threat to national security. From the tracking people to selling to countries like North Korea, they've seen a lot of pushback from senators on both the Republican and Democratic side. And while it seems like ZTE is going to recover from all of this and should be allowed to sell phones back to the US again, the near collapse of their entire company is definitely a wake-up call. The New York Times even called it a Sputnik moment, which, if you haven't been studying the history books lately, refers to a time in 1957 during the Cold War when Russia brought up a brand new satellite and they were the first country to ever put anything in space. So everyone was like, wah wah, and that was pretty annoying. So that was a wake-up call for us. We had to put something into space. We were falling behind on the space race. So in the end, we put people on the moon first, but it was a real wake-up call, and it's the same idea for ZTE. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this entire matter. Did they do something wrong and they just deserve to be fined? Or should they never be allowed to sell any more phones ever again? Should their company just be over? I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time. I know this video is kind of different from what I usually do, but I thought it was a fun one. We got a little bit political, and I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I'm Jack. Peace.